I was in this deal with this producer, and during the time I was getting out of the deal, legally, I could not release music for like a year. That was the year Iggy blew up.
Oh,
and that year, I'm not joking, I kept saying, I'm like, I gotta get out of this situation. I'm like, this is me. This is my moment. I'm supposed to be the little white girl rapper.
It's Sophia Franklin. You are listening to Sophia with an F, and the F is for phenomenal.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Sophia with an F. I'm recording from WTF Media Studios in Los Angeles this time. And if you haven't yet, please subscribe. I am with the one and only Chanel West Coast. And I'm so fucking excited. This has been a long time coming.
It has. Like, the scheduling has been a little hard because we're both kind of busy.
We're both kind of busy, and I actually showed up here at 10 in the morning.
I know, I heard. I'm sorry.
It's not even when we were scheduled.
Yeah.
I think that just like shows how my scheduling is.
Yeah.
Congrats on the Paramount deal. Hi.
Yes.
You were, what was it, rated like top 100?
It's like the top 40 most powerful women in reality TV.
Okay.
Yes.
That's incredible.
Thank you. I know. I was like, when I got that little moment, you know, it's not like a Grammy or anything, but I was like, thank you. Somebody's giving me my flowers finally.
Right.
I'm like, I feel like I've been on TV so long, and people like will, you know, make jokes. I see like comments like, oh, you're 15 minutes of fame. I'm like, 15 years? What are you talking about? Like, I'm like, are you guys delusional? Like,
how long have you been on TV? At this point,
I started on Fantasy Factory when I was actually I had just turned like 20.
Okay.
Because I remember our first rap party on Fantasy Factory was 21 and up at the venue. And I'm like, you guys, I'm not 21. Like,
I need a fake ID.
No, they had to like speak to the owner and everything. And I had to wear like a little X on my hand because they were like, obviously she has to get into the rap party for our show, you know?
Right.
It's been a long time. And then Ridiculousness was like about 12 years.
Okay, so you've been on television since you were 20 years old.
Yeah, like I've basically grown up on TV. Pretty much.
Insane. And okay, this is gonna be a very selfish question that I swear we'll get into like deep shit. How do you get camera ready? Like how?
I take a long time. I'll be honest. I take a long time to get ready.
Like, how long are we talking?
Definitely 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be nice if it could like, an hour is in like a dream world, right? But like when you're getting ready, especially for me, I feel like something always comes up, especially now as a mom. But like, I like to just set that 2 hours of time. So it's like, okay, if I feel like I need to take a bathroom break, if I have to answer a quick call, like, you know,
right.
if you don't set 2 hours of time to get ready, then you end up late. You know what I mean?
150%. And I think this is resonating with me because I'm like, I can get ready in like 45 minutes. I am an hour late to everything. I cannot get ready in 45 minutes. Yeah. It absolutely takes me 2 hours.
But that's why. So like I went through that phase of like realize, like I was like, I can get ready quick and I can do this quick. And it's like, no, you can't. Like you have to like just think of like all of the things that can go wrong. And it's like, it's not like I'm negative thinking of all the things that can go wrong. I'm just like,
shit will go down.
Yes. Like on my street, for example, I live on like a skinny street. There might end up being a freaking truck moving, and then I'm backed up for 15 minutes. So it's like, gotta plan to leave an extra 15 minutes early just for that. You know what I mean?
So you're responsible.
I try to be, yeah.
By the way, congrats on being new-ish mom.
Yeah,
that's a huge deal.
It is a big deal. And I will say that, so I've always been generally like a responsible person. I grew up an only child with a single mom. So I started working at like 15. I always like did really good at all my jobs. Like I was that person at the job that like was like the boss's favorite always, you know what I mean?
That
like
all the other employees hated.
Yes,
like,
exactly.
Okay.
Like always, they were always like hating on me because the boss liked me the most and would be like more lenient with me. So yeah, so I've worked like really hard for a long time, and my mom always like, be on time, be punctual. That's the most important thing. So I really got that from her. But I will say that like, obviously, you know, in my career, I've made mistakes of like we just said, like I'd be like, I'll be ready in 45 minutes. I'll get there. And it's like, no, next thing you know, I'm an hour late. And so I learned from those few mistakes and was like, I don't want that to happen, because in this business, it's so crazy. Like you can be on time 5,000 times and be late one time. And if the wrong person was in the room, and they go tell people, oh, she was late.
Right.
And then it's like you're known for being late when it's like, but I've been on time a million times. What are you talking about? So now I'm like extra like on top of it. And also now being a mom, it's like the schedule.
Now 100 things can go wrong.
Yes.
I can't even imagine like getting myself into the vehicle to get to where I need to go.
Yeah.
There's a million things that could go down. Having another little human being that I also need to make sure is like alive and good and happy
and getting them dressed all cute too, you know?
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
We need to talk about this Paramount deal.
Yes.
That was huge, that announcement.
Thank you.
I want to hear all about it, more about it. I know there's a reality show coming out now.
Yes.
When does that debut? And I need to hear about it.
So, okay, it's going to debut the top of the new year. We don't have like an exact air date yet, probably like February.
Okay.
The show's all about my life.
Okay.
Obviously, I've been on TV for a long time. We just mentioned that, but I've never been seen on TV like outside of sitting on a couch, you know.
Totally.
For a while, I don't think people even knew my legs worked. You know what I'm saying? So like this show really shows my life outside of the girl you know from Ridiculousness. Like it shows me as a mother, me as a businesswoman, as a girlfriend, as a friend. My friends are on the show. They're a big part of the show because they're like my family. And it's just getting to see me like on another level that people haven't seen, you know?
Right.
I've done a ton of podcasts. I've put out so much YouTube content over the years. And, you know, obviously I have super fans who have seen that stuff, but like on a grand scale, like the TV watchers who watch Ridiculousness, like they haven't seen me in depth like that, you know?
Uh-huh.
So it's going to be really like another side of me.
Which I love, which it's kind of crazy. And I think this is especially true for women. It's very hard for people to see that they can be multifaceted and they can do different things.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? Do you think it was hard to like transition from Ridiculousness? Like I know for me personally, and people are always like, stop bringing it up. I don't give a shit. It's my history. Like the old show I was on, Call Her Daddy, like I'm still trying to differentiate this show and myself from that show, you know?
Yeah. No, it's a struggle because like people get used to you for one thing, you know?
Totally.
And what's crazy is like I got on TV with Rob through my MySpace music page. Like,
wait, I'm sorry. Okay.
It makes me sound like a dinosaur. I know.
No, I was on MySpace. I fucking love that shit. And you got to pick your song and put your top 5 favorite people, which is really fucked up if you think about it.
I used to feel so much guilt like for my top friends. I'm like, because I literally put it in order of like, that's my bestie.
Right.
That's my bestie. That's my kind of best friend. That's my, you know, and like I literally did it like that. And then I would like get that vibe from people like, damn, like they're more important than me. Like,
right. And then would you like switch it around too?
I would. I would kind of like, you know, like let me give y'all all a taste of number one. Yeah. But like, you know, MySpace, like I started there with music and I always wanted to do music. I never dreamt of doing reality TV. That wasn't like even a thought for me. Even though I love reality TV, I didn't want to be like a reality star. And then Rob asked me to be on his shows and that kind of just happened. And I've always wanted to be seen first and foremost as an artist. It's really cool to be famous and get paid to laugh and just be funny on a show. But like when you've spent your whole life at like working on a craft, you're like, I'd rather be known for like my craft, like what I'm actually good at.
Right.
And what's funny is like I've had a lot of hate for my music and stuff because people are like, oh, just stick to TV, just be the TV person. And I'm like, if you knew me since growing up, like kids who went to school with me and stuff, like I was known for being like that girl who does the talent show, that girl who's in drill team, dance team, orchestra, like all these things I did, performing arts stuff. And it's what I really do. It's like, that's my passion. And so that has been such a big struggle to like be seen for that and to be seen as an artist when people just see me as Chanel from Ridiculousness.
Right.
So it's been a long journey. And that's why I'm like so excited for this show, because the show shows
that side of you.
Yes, it shows a whole nother side of me. And also like, you know, it's funny because I keep making the joke. I'm like, I should have had a show 8 years ago when my life was like crazy. Like I was literally opening for Lil Wayne, Cardi B. I was doing songs with Snoop, like doing all this crazy shit. And like, I wish that all of that was documented and the world got to see it.
You were signed to Lil Wayne's like record, right? Label?
So I was with Young Money, and that's like a whole long story.
A whole different, okay.
It's a whole long story, like complicated thing. Basically, to make it short, I've had very bad luck. I've had very bad luck. That's just what it is, just very bad luck. But I've also had good luck, you know, like here we are.
Right.
Like, but I think with my music career, I've had just like a lot of bad luck, and like a lot of things didn't like fall into the right places at the right time.
Right.
And I think life is a lot about timing. That's what I'm realizing. And I think now's the time. And this show, I think, is going to really finally help with people seeing me in a different light. And just like with you with this podcast now, you know, like people are going to see like you're not just that show.
And like talk about sucking dick. Like people people will still come up to me and say super sexual shit, which I don't give a shit. I love that. Or like see me as this sex kind of icon thing. And I will talk about sex. Like I have no issue. I think it's great to talk about it. I don't really talk about it anymore. Like it's been years. So it's kind of funny when people are still like, that gluck gluck. And like, I'm like, okay, like dope. But were you allowed to work on your music while you were doing Ridiculousness?
So I was. You know, Ridiculousness is a lot of episodes, a lot of filming, but it was actually really condensed the way our filming schedule was. So it still kind of permitted me the time to work on my music. I will say because of our filming schedule, I missed a lot of opportunities. You
were probably exhausted also.
That too. Like I actually look crazy in like our first 2 seasons of Ridiculousness because back then I would like go to the studio and be like at the studio till 5 a.m. and I'd be like, it's cool, I'm a rock star, I'll go film tomorrow. And I didn't realize like you look crazy because you got no sleep, so you got these crazy bags.
Yep.
And so like I was filming all the time, like running on no sleep. And then I started to learn, okay, we only film when we've gotten like that real beauty rest. You know what I mean? But
and you can only keep up that lifestyle for so long. Trust me, like it's only now that I'm like, okay, bitch, you have to sleep at least 5 hours, like at least.
No,
I used to be no sleep. Let's just go.
That's how I've always been. And like I realized, like I'm like,
it doesn't work.
You look like that's why they call it beauty rest. You literally look prettier when you're well rested. You know what I'm saying?
1,000,000% trust.
Yeah. So I worked on my music all through being on Ridiculousness, and I did a lot of cool things in the midst of being on Ridiculousness, but like I said, like they weren't documented and seen on that mainstream level like that show was. My music career's kind of been overshadowed by that.
Totally.
You know what I mean?
Totally. I think it was such a huge fucking show.
Yeah.
Even though music is where like your passion is and what you're really, really good at and love, you're probably like, oh shit, this show is fucking taking off and is huge and, you know, I'm getting paid whatever.
Yeah.
And you were how old when you started Ridiculousness? You were 20 when you were on TV.
Yeah, when I started Fantasy Factory, and then I was like 23 or 24. It's like kind of a blur, this whole like, I was like 23, I think, when I started Ridiculousness. Yeah.
23, 24. I mean, me, when I signed to do Call Her Daddy, like under Barstool, like I just signed, like I didn't even give a shit really, like what anything said, because you're getting paid a certain amount of money. You're getting this certain amount of promotion. And I could see how maybe you weren't even putting as much time and love into music, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Like, I think that's what it is too. It's funny because, you know, especially I don't come from money or anything. And like, I've always had this dream of doing music. And so, you know, you have that dream of doing music and making a career out of it and making money. And that's also a big driving factor in writing music. It makes you want to go hard. And so I will say, being on Ridiculousness and having this great income, I think I got a little comfortable, you know, and it also puts you in a different place of like, what do I write about now that I'm not struggling the way I used to be? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a great point.
Sometimes it's that pain and that struggle that really brings out the best music. And so despite being comfortable financially, the things I would write more about are obviously, you know, like love, you know, heartbreaks and that type of stuff. But I do think that the overall drive maybe wasn't as much there because I did have this comfortable like day job. You know what I mean?
Which we can call it comfortable, but I didn't come from money either.
Yeah.
Single mom. I was raised like, you got to work. No one's going to take care of you.
Yeah.
And so it's like we're in a headspace where it's like, oh no, I'm going to work my ass off. And if the check is great, like I need that, right?
Yep.
Like there's nothing to fall back on.
Yeah.
But that's interesting that you say that about, because rapping, it's usually, I mean, I'm not going to say usually, because now I'm thinking about Drake, and like Drake isn't talking about his struggles growing up.
I love Drake. It's so funny. I hope he gets another Google alert. I'm going to look right into the camera on this one. I hope he gets another Google alert. He has to by now because every interview I've ever done, I'm like,
someone brings him up or you do?
I'm always like, that's who I want to collaborate with. I want to collaborate with Drake. Like
Drake?
I say it all the time, right? Don't hate me for saying this though, Drake. I will say I definitely struggle more than Drake. Like, I'm sorry, like just from what I've heard about his life and like his upbringing and like I know his background, like, you know, I researched the artists I like. I will say I think I struggled a little more even than Drake. Like,
No, listen, I just remember watching him on Degrassi. Therefore, I'm going to go ahead and assume, yeah, you probably did. You know what we need to do? We need to like fuck your life up. That's what we need to do.
Dude, it's so sad to say.
Go out tonight with me and you will be depressed. You will never be. No, I'm just kidding.
No, but like I feel what you're saying. That's literally like sometimes what you need is to, you know, like
sometimes
that turmoil.
You do. Sometimes you do, but then there's like a way to channel like that other side, you know, where you don't need that. But I totally see where you're coming from, and I feel like the music industry. I talk about the entertainment industry as a whole and how it's like cutthroat and you can't trust anybody and da-da-da.
Yeah.
The music industry and in the genre you're in. And as a white, and you were blonde. I mean, you're still blonde. A little, you're kind of doing a little.
This is my natural hair color.
I love it.
It's gotten very dark. It used to be more dirty blonde. Now it's like, it's brown.
Okay.
It's like
I like it on you.
A light brown.
You can do the brown and the blonde.
Thank you.
I had bright blonde extensions and that was not the look for me at all. But that's great. You can do both. I was about to like go on a spiral talking about hair color.
No, but actually let's go into that for a second. Do you feel like people treat you a little bit like you're smarter now that you're not blonde? Because I feel that way.
I don't. I actually really resonated with you because in that, I think it was published in Variety, right? That article. And you said, people just see me as this girl that laughs, right? And your laugh became this very distinct thing that you were known for.
Yeah.
My voice, I know how I sound. Like, Valley girl, like everything sounds like a question. And like, you know, like I sound like a fucking like out of a, I don't know, what was Lizzie McGuire? I don't think she ever talked like that. I don't know what I'm saying, but very Valley girl, kind of whiny. And no one has ever really taken me seriously, hair color or not. So I really resonated with you.
Yeah.
Going from blonde to brunette, no, I don't think that helped me.
Really? That's so crazy because like I felt like as soon as I wasn't blonde, I already started to notice the difference. Like I'm not joking.
Oh, shit.
And so I think with the blonde hair too, it was like very like cookie cutter, all American white girl. But then as soon as I had dark hair, like I noticed people be like, what are you? Are you like Italian? Or like I can rock with the dark hair for a while.
I like it. I fucking love that. That's so, and it also depends where you are, right? Because we were talking about Utah earlier, where my whole family's from.
Yeah.
My mom was born and raised in Argentina. And it's like in Utah, in high school, I was the most Spanish Latina girl like you've ever met. And then I come to LA or I moved to New York and it's like white, like, you know, like it literally also who you like surround yourself with and where you are.
Yeah.
Kind of, it doesn't determine, but it's how people will like perceive you.
Yeah.
But I like both hair colors on you.
Thank you.
They both look great. You guys already know how I feel about Skims. I haven't stopped talking about it, and guess what? I'm still going because it genuinely is just that good. In terms of quality, it's that good. In terms of comfort, in terms of making my body look snatched and insane and incredible, Skims is just that good. Skims is creating the next generation of underwear and bras for every body. I used to hate wearing bras and underwear for that matter. Now, I own their Fits Everybody t-shirt bra in every color. Lately, I've been rocking the Fits Everybody push-up bra because this girl can use a little help in that department. But even my friends with huge boobs have hopped on the bandwagon and love this bra. It fits so sleek and cute under my t-shirts while giving me the perfect support and look that I want. So shout out to you, Kimberly. You did your thing and you did it well. Skims bras are made with innovative technology to give you the best shape and support. Plus, every bra is designed with the comfiest and softest materials. So you'll feel like you're wearing nothing at all. Skims offers a complete system of bra solutions for every need and style, and Skims bras are available now in 62 sizes, all the way from 30A up to 46H. Believe the hype. Skims has over 100,000 five-star reviews for a reason. Skims bras are now available at skims.com, plus get free shipping on orders over $75. If you haven't yet, be sure to let them know that I sent you. After you place your order, select podcast in the survey and select my show in the drop-down menu that follows. Love you, Sloots. Oh, in the article, the laugh, right?
Yeah.
And I can't imagine being in this music industry and coming from that, right? And people perceiving you that way and making it. Because how many, let's pretend you're still blonde, but you're not. It's like Iggy Azalea, and I'm not putting you in that box, but like that's how people maybe would. Do you get annoyed when people compare you to her? Because that's not what I'm doing.
Well, like
I'm not comparing you to Iggy Azalea, just so everyone knows.
So like, let me give you insight onto like the bad luck I was talking about with my music career. So I was in a production deal with a really big producer who like he produced mega hits. I don't want to fully get into that, but
does it rhyme with Lil Wayne?
No. So I was in that was before that. So I've had my share of bad deal situations. So I was in this deal with this producer and I had to get out of the deal. And during the time I was getting out of the deal, legally I could not release music for like a year. That was the year Iggy blew up.
Oh,
and that year, I'm not joking, I kept saying, I'm like, I gotta get out of this situation. I gotta, you know, because I kept being like, she's gonna take my spot. And like, yo, no disrespect to Iggy, hustler, like I get it. But like, when it comes down to the realness of the situation, like I'm a little white girl that grew up in LA, listening to Tupac, smoking blunts. Like right. I was like, I was not in Australia hopping around with kangaroos. You know what I mean? Like I was like, this is me. This is my moment. I'm supposed to be the little white girl rapper, you know?
Right.
And I got so frustrated by it. But then, like I said, I've learned now years later, and I like Iggy, her music's dope, you know. Back then though, I was like,
you were like
losing my mind.
Oh my God. And that's so crazy that labels even like have that in a contract. Like your lips are sealed and you cannot release anything for a year.
It was like, well, because I was getting out of the deal. So like my lawyer was like, you can't legally release anything right now because of like, you know, the complications. And so like I was like stuck, just like I felt like I was in jail, you know? I'm like, I can't release anything, and like this girl's beating me to the punch. And you know, there should be a space for all of us, but let's be honest, not. People try to be like, oh well, like Iggy's already the white girl in the game, so we don't need Chanel now. And like that is kind of how the industry works, even though it shouldn't be like that, and there should be room for all of us to all have a space. But so that's what I was like so stressed about back then.
I know. I'm like, fuck, I should have said trigger warning before I said her name.
No, it's all good. No, I don't like, I'm not like some like Iggy hater, you know, but like that's an example though of like things that I had to deal with and people comparing me. And it's like, the
comparison thing.
Yeah. It's like I don't want to be compared, you know, like also I also sing, and that's like another difference, you know, like I'm not just rapping, like I can sing my own hooks too. Right. Which a lot of rappers don't do.
Which, by the way, my cousin and I, we were getting ready this morning at 9 a.m. for the 1 p.m. recording. Also, I shouldn't be getting ready at 9 a.m. for a 10 a.m. recording, but that's a different story.
You got started at like 8:15.
But we were listening to your music, and you're extremely talented.
Thank you.
Extremely.
I know you said you were listening to Carl. That's an old song.
I know. I said that, and you just double tapped a little heart.
I sound 12 on that song. Like
but your lyrics and like the way you rap, like you're very talented.
Thank you.
So in this new album, what is it gonna be? Like how different?
So it's gonna be really different. My new album, I started recording it actually during the pandemic, before I was a mom, actually before I met my boyfriend. And like, you know, we were all, I don't know what your relationship status was, but like pandemic hit, and if you were single, it was like the loneliest freaking time of life. And I know so many single lonely people that were just like, this is so depressing. And so it was like a lot of emotions, a lot of these like
a time to yourself.
Yes.
And time to bully people online.
Yeah, but it was a lot of emotions at that time.
Yeah.
And so I really got like more emotional, I guess you could say. I've made love songs and like a couple sad songs before, but for the most part my songs were all like Carl and like 40 Yard Dash and like these very like upbeat, like happy party songs. This album, you're gonna hear like deep. Like you're gonna hear that girl. It's so crazy. It's like, it's literally the girl before I found like love and had a baby. Like it was like this lonely kind of, I say in my song California State of Mind, I'm like, broken hearts and broken dreams is all you'll find in California. It's literally like, that's like kind of the essence of the album, is like so many, you know, broken dreams, so many failed relationships, so many, like this is a city where it's like we come here to like follow our dreams, but like just know when you come here to do that, like there is going to be a lot of heartache. And
a lot.
That's what this album is like talking about a lot. And it's a lot more singing. It's like more pop rock vibes. Still like the swagginess, because like hip hop is what I love.
You.
But it's very different. And I think that a lot of people who have heard it compare it to like a female Post Malone vibe.
Okay.
So
it sounds great. It sounds genius.
Thank you.
No, it does. It does.
If anybody says the word genius when talking about my album, I'll be so grateful.
Okay, well, it just happened. Here we fucking go. No, I think that concept is just really, really smart.
Yeah.
So during the pandemic, and also I feel like during the pandemic, if you're not in a relationship, well, everything comes to the surface.
Yeah.
The shit you've been, you know, keeping yourself busy with work and not paying attention to. Hi, it's here now because you're sitting at home all day, and you know. So I think that's such an interesting thing. But you're still with your boyfriend. You found love in a hopeless place. That is Rihanna. I do know that one.
Yes. I found love in a hopeless place. Literally.
I'm like, you should use that one for your album. You're like,
be a theme song for my freaking TV show.
But how did that happen? Because girl, I'm 31 and I want the marriage. I want the kid. Like I want the whole thing. And this is new news. Like this is just up until, I don't know, last month that I decided that. Like new. So for everyone, now I am ready for that. No cheating, no being shady, I can talk about sex. And if you can't deal with that, fuck you. Okay, anyway.
Like my boyfriend is like really hot, and I feel like people will like ignore what I'm about to say because they're probably like, yeah, right, bitch.
No, I looked him up.
But I've never cared about looks at all. I've always been such a personality person, and like that's what really draws me in. And my boyfriend, when you first meet him, he's very reserved. He doesn't show his personality at first. So we met a long time ago, and it was like, oh, this hot model guy, but like, oh, like I don't know if I like the personality enough yet, you know, but I didn't know him yet. And so during the pandemic, I was filming a music video, and the model we had like flaked last minute. We're like, he got COVID for sure. We're like, nobody just flakes last minute like that, you know? And so I knew Dom, and I was like, I know this model guy. Let me see if he's available. Hit him up. He came to the video. And again, it was like, everybody's like, oh my God, he's so hot. And I'm like, yeah, he is really hot. And like, of course you get like the crush feeling, but.
What'd you guys have to do during the video? Like, did you have to kind of?
We had to do like, you know, like a very romantic scene, like kind of kissing and getting all like touchy-feely. And I was a little nervous, but there was no like mental connection yet. You know what I'm saying? It was like, okay, yeah, he's a hot guy. And like, I've met a lot of hot people, but like.
Don't you kind of write off hot guys a little bit?
Yes, I do. Right? And I feel bad, but now I realize that's what I needed to not do because I was like, okay, let me just give this guy a chance. Like, it's literally pandemic. Like, it's like, what else we got to do?
Like,
you know, nothing. Why not?
Let's fucking go.
So me and him, we actually had to reshoot part of the video because of like whatever, it came out stupid. And so I asked him, I'm like, hey, can you come for another reshoot? And so on the reshoot day, it was like a date because we were at the arcade in the bowling alley. So it's like we're playing all these games to get content for filming, but we're like really playing.
Got it.
And like really like, so it was literally like being on a date while filming. And so I'm kind of happy that like we had that whole day because we started talking more, and I started to get to know him like, oh, this guy's actually really smart. And there's a lot more depth to him than I thought there'd be. And when you see somebody that hot, you're like, he hooks up with everybody for sure.
Or you can't trust him.
Yes, I'm like, oh, this is definitely the type of model guy that's like hooking up with every girl in LA. And like, he's literally the opposite. He's so focused on just like, he does real estate also. He's so focused on his career and like health and fitness. Like, getting to know him, I'm like, oh my, like, then I was like, this is the man of my dreams, you know? But like the old me, like if like somebody didn't like entertain me right away, wouldn't have been interested.
Right.
It was just like, the perfect time.
Because now you're looking for something a little bit different.
Yeah, well,
right?
that too. Like also, especially with like everything that was going on in the world at the time, it's like there's so much like negativity and chaos, and to find somebody who was just such a positive person and so stable, it was like, this is refreshing, you know?
That's key. I love that you use the word stable. And I'm not saying you're not stable and I'm not stable, but I do think that I really need a dude that can kind of just bring me down to earth a little bit.
That's what he did for me.
Okay, good.
Because I could tell, me and you are very similar. I could tell, like, before me and Dom were together, like, I had actually, and this is another thing too, you reach that point of like, I'm comfortable being single. Like, I love it. Like, I was literally in Tulum. I was listening to my girlfriend like argue with a boyfriend, and I was like, laying there like, okay, when are we going to dinner?
Dude, isn't that oh my God, I can picture it. You're like sipping on your margarita, like, couldn't be me.
Yeah, and I was like in that moment of like, I'm so happy I'm single. Like, I can just do whatever I want on this Mexican vacation and not have to worry about a crazy boyfriend, you know? And so I had finally like reached that point where I was just like, I'm comfortable. I like being a single, you know, boss lady. And then it's like I finally get comfortable being single and lonely, and this person like falls out of the sky type thing, you know?
It always fucking happens like that. Okay, well, I'm out here thirsty as shit asking someone to marry me. So maybe I need to like do it.
I was too though. There was episodes of Ridiculousness where I literally like every chance I had, I was like, why am I not married yet? Like, why has someone not proposed? And Rob was like, this is your chance. Tell the world what you're looking for. And I'm like into the camera like, where's my man? Does nobody see the value here? Like, what's up?
Okay, and the fact that didn't work, it means I need to switch up how I'm trying to do it too. I'm just going to get comfortable. And were you 100% comfortable in that singleness era?
At the end of it, yeah. Like, I've always been like, I think from growing up being like an only child with a single mom, like I've always kind of craved like just more attention, more of like a family, more like love, you know? So I think that always made me the type of girl. It's like, I need a boyfriend. But then like after really shitty relationships, I became like, oh my gosh, like
stone cold killer.
Yes, that's when you're just like over it. And it's like, okay, nothing can hurt me anymore. I just want to be single and have fun and like enjoy my freedom. And so I finally had got there. And yeah, it's like I finally enjoyed being single and like, now I'm not.
Now you're not. Do you feel, because I feel like I turned myself into this like made of stone type thing. Like obviously I have feelings, obviously I get hurt, but I have such a wall up to make sure that like it doesn't really happen.
Yeah.
Like, how are you able to make the switch? Like, how are you able to let him like actually bring your walls down, you know?
Man, I mean, I
guess. Did you even have your walls up, or just instantly did you guys have that connection?
I did like I said, I thought like, oh, this guy's probably hooks up with everybody. And it's like, I'm already like not giving the person a chance. Do you know what I'm saying? Before I like know anything.
He hasn't even said anything. You're like, you're hot, therefore.
Yeah. And so like, it's like, I think I did kind of close off people and maybe not, I don't know, give them the benefit of the doubt. But like, I had just, through that time in the pandemic, had so much time to self-reflect. And it was like, let's just like, I literally remember being like, let me just like go on a date with him and like see what happens.
And just try it.
And like, let's just see what happens, you know? Because it's like the connection wasn't there at first, other than like how hot he was. And after I like a few dates and really getting to know him, it was like, oh shit, I'm so happy that I like took the time to do this, because you're literally like the man of my dreams, you know?
Oh my God. You were telling me earlier like you just knew he was the one at a certain point. Obviously not right away. You're like, who is this bitch?
It's just, he's just very like sweet. I tell his mom all the time, because like he had a single mom also, and I'm like, what did you do? Like I need to know like what you did. If I ever have a son, I'm like, I need you to tell me like what you did, because like he is just so respectful of women and just so like, you know, like you can just tell like his mom raised him right, and like he's a genuinely good guy. Like he's not your typical LA guy. Yeah. Which is
which seems terrifying. I think, well, there's two things. I think Los Angeles specifically seems really scary. Like your album that you're about to come out with, like this city scares me.
No, that's what like it's talking about. Like I feel like I don't want to scare a bunch of girls too. When they hear my music, they're gonna be like, dang, like do I just go to Hollywood and like get my heart broken and like and like have all these failures, you know? Like that's not it. But it's kind of like, in a weird way, like it's a beautiful city still, you know?
It is.
It's like you come here and like, yeah, like you're gonna have your heart broken a few times and maybe have a few failures, but like this is also the place where your dreams will come true if you stick it out type thing, you know?
Right. Which I just completely contradicted myself, which is my favorite thing to do in the whole world, and do it within 1 minute. But it scares me, I think, just because maybe it like makes me like my insecurities flare up a little bit.
Yeah.
Which is like me just being real. But I also think there can be a type of person that wants to be famous. And that's not like my personality. I mean, I think everyone maybe a teeny tiny bit. Like when I was little, I was like, oh my God, I want to like be singing.
Yeah.
But there's a certain type of person, and not everyone falls into this category at all. You loved music. Like, I don't know what the fuck I was doing. I was working at Morgan Stanley and being a receptionist. So
I was a receptionist before too, girl.
Oh, well,
yeah.
we must have killed it at being receptionist.
I was the best receptionist. I worked at a real estate company.
Okay, same. I was the fucking best. But I think I did like a little mini episode on this, and I feel like I'm going to get a lot of shit. But I think narcissism is a very, what's the word? Common trait.
Yep.
In this industry. Like, am I crazy for saying that?
You know why it's not crazy to say that? Because
it's true.
Well, through talking to like friends about like their maybe narcissistic ex or whatever, and we're talking about like what narcissism is, and as I'm like talking and like hearing it, like I literally start to think to myself, am I narcissistic? Because like I kind of focus on myself too. You know what I mean? I'm like, and so like I started to think that, and I'm like, oh my God, like it's a natural thing to just like
for sure
be a little narcissistic, because it's like
you have to.
You know what I mean? Like it's like you're here, the job is you're pushing you as the talent, as the business, as, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, if you're not focused on you, then like you're not focused on your business. You know what I mean?
Yes. And you have to be self-obsessed enough, and I'm gonna make this sound so bad, I don't give a shit, like to constantly be promoting yourself.
Yep.
And like that's not even me loving on myself. Like half the time I put shit out there, I'm like, that is so cringe. And I'm gonna pretend I didn't just press post, but like it's just part of it. But the whole reason I bring that up is if you're living in a city where a lot of people have those tendencies, it just, to me, it seems scary to date here. And you basically confirmed it.
No, it really is.
Like how long were you on the dating scene?
So, I mean, that's the funny thing too. I was like, I'm not like, I wasn't dating for a while. I was like literally like,
oh, you were really being
like,
single.
I was like single, like celibate, like,
yeah,
for a while. Like, I'm like, you know, because I've always been so just like focused on my music, and like, that's the thing. Like, I'm filming Ridiculousness so much. So then when I'm not filming, okay, let's focus on the music. And then it's like I'm working so much. Then like when I finally have downtime, I'm like, I just want to chill at home, you know? Mm-hmm. So I'm like, I feel like I wasn't even getting out enough to like meet somebody, right. You know? It's like, it's hilarious that I ended up meeting my man through work, through having him in my music video. You know, that goes to show how much I focus on music, that it took my music to find the guy, right. You know?
And it wasn't even supposed to be him. The guy called in sick, and then he showed up.
Yes.
So when you say single, you mean like, because when I say single, that means I'm fucking. Like, you know so when you say single,
I was boring single. Okay. I was like a nun, I was like a bad nun that also kinda you know, that also parties and smokes weed.
But no sex though.
Not really. No. Also, my mom was living with me for a couple years.
Oh, okay.
I like on my MTV Cribs episode, I made that joke. Like, you know, when they're always like, "This is where the magic happens," and I was like,
"Oh, it's so."
And
funny.
I like showed my room, and I'm like, "Well, this is my room, and no magic happens here, because guess what? My mom sleeps right below me, and like the walls are thin as paper in my house." So I also think that, like, you know, obviously you could go like hook up at the guy's house, but like it was never would think of like, oh, let me bring a guy back to my house with my mom there, like, you know. But like it was the pandemic, it was hard times. Mom came to live with me because we were both so lonely, and
the pandemic was like, I just remember when it first started happening, and I was in New York, and my whole family's in Utah, and I was like, I don't really understand. Like, I don't get what's happening, right? Like, we had no idea.
It was scary though.
It was terrifying.
The first couple days of the pandemic, I was one of those people that was like, clean all the doorknobs, clean everything. I literally was like, I had all of the cleaning supplies just like in a circle on the table, just like ready to spray things at all times. And then like after, this is what happened. I heard a commercial.
Oh shit.
That really, I don't want to get into conspiracies.
No, let's just do it.
But I heard a commercial.
Stevie Wonder is not blind, by the way. Fact.
You can't say that.
Fact.
You can't say that.
Have you heard that conspiracy?
I have not heard that one, but that's a bad one. Because that's mean. When somebody's struggled their whole life being blind.
I think Shaq did an interview where he said that like Stevie walked into an elevator and was like, "Hey, what's up, Shaq?" to him, and he's like, "Wait, how did you know?" Or like some shit like that. I apologize.
Wait, what were we talking about?
The pandemic, and you saw this commercial.
Oh yeah, so I saw this commercial. I actually didn't see it. I'm in the middle of cleaning because I'm still in my paranoid phase, and I'm like cleaning, and I hear a Burger King commercial, and it was like, right now, like America needs you to sit on your couch. And I was like, huh?
What?
And I'm like, okay, there's a difference between like staying inside and sitting on your couch. And like, it just hit me in that moment. I was like, that's weird. You know what I mean? Like, I was like, staying on your couch is like making people lazy and like not do anything. And like, you know what I mean? And like,
so the commercial was basically, it was a way of saying stay home, like stay put.
Yes, but the way they said stay on your couch bothered me so bad.
I can't. Creepy as shit.
That's what I said. I was like, stay on your couch.
Stay on your couch. That's like get on your knee. Like it was
very like trying to brainwash you to be lazy type thing. I don't know. I can't explain it. And then I was like, what's really going on here? Like, why do they want people to stay on their couch? Like, that's weird. And then I just started feeling like it was maybe a weird like control thing. I do believe the pandemic was obviously real, very atrocious thing to happen to our world. Yeah. But I think it was like hyped up on another level, you know?
When I lost my taste buds, right? Did that happen to you? Like, did you get COVID?
So I'm one of the people that got COVID before the pandemic. And like, I literally didn't know what was happening. I thought I was dying. I thought I needed to go to the hospital, but I hate hospitals. So I like refused to go. And I was like, no, this is the funniest thing. I thought I had partied like myself to death. I was like, no, this is a sign from God. I'm partying too much. That's literally what I thought, you guys. I was like, this is my sign from God to get sober, get it together. And it was like, no, bitch, you have COVID.
Wait, that's so fucking...
Like, I literally was like, no, this is like a real sign. And it's like, because it was like the weirdest sickness.
Right.
You know, I felt so tired and dead and like, yeah,
and
it was crazy.
There's always that like little bit of guilt, right, when you're partying. So I feel like when you're down bad, you're like, no, I swear to God, I will get it together this time.
Yeah.
That is scary, but really
way
funny.
Before I knew what it was, though. So like, I actually think because of how bad I had it, if I would have known what it was, I might have been like one of those people like psyched myself into dying. Like, do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like, would have been like, oh my God, like I'm gonna die, and then I would have died. But I didn't know, so I just like thugged it out like it was a regular flu, you know?
Right. And so then how did you find out later? Just when you heard all the symptoms, when more people started getting it?
Okay, so once they closed down, I was on set for Ridiculousness. Okay. And they came in the room and like, if you know Rob Dyrdek, this guy will work through anything. They have to be dropping a nuclear bomb for us to stop filming.
Right.
Okay?
How many episodes would you guys film a day?
6 in a day. I think they're doing more now.
Okay.
But
so he will work through anything.
So when they came in the room and
like, what the fuck is COVID? Get out of here.
Exactly. So they come in the room, they're like, we're shutting everything down. Like, we got to go home. It's like a worldwide pandemic. And I was like, what? And then I was like, what's going on? And they start telling me like about the symptoms. And as like the producers tell me, I'm in my head like, I just spread this to like 100 people. I'm like, I'm a super spreader. Like, and I was like, oh my God, like that's what I had. And it hit me and I knew like, okay, that's what I had. And then I got the COVID, like the one where you lose the taste and the smell. Mm-hmm. But I didn't really lose my taste. It was the smell. Okay. And so this is the funniest story. So that one though, I had no symptoms like the first time. Mm-hmm. No symptoms, didn't even feel sick. But I go, I guess it's fine. This is like everybody talks about everything. So my little cousin came to town to visit. You know, I was trying to be the cool big cousin, and I was like, "Hey, you want me to get you some good weed?"
No, that's fine. Oh, right? I thought you were about to say some like crazy shit. Like I gave everybody COVID, and I gave it to my cousin.
So I'm like, "Hey, I'll get you some good weed. Like I got you." So I get like 4 different types of weed. Mm-hmm. I go to open the first jar. I smell it, and I'm like, doesn't even smell like anything. What the hell? I was like, this weed sucks.
Oh,
like,
shit.
And I go to open the next jar and I'm like, dude, I was like, this, like, it was a new store I went to. I was like, this store sucks. I was like, their weed smells like air. And then I opened the third one and still no smell. And they're like, and this one's like the triple, like OG, like straw. And I'm like, and it hit me. I was like,
that is.
I'm like, I can't smell. Oh my gosh, if my cousin hears this, she's gonna freak out because I never told them. I just like played it. I'm not joking. I never told them. So listen.
So you're like, your fucking weed sucks. What is this shit?
I never told them. Oh my gosh, she sees this. She's like, you could have killed us. So literally, you guys, I'm driving my little cousin around with her boyfriend, and we're in the car, and I rolled down all the windows, and I'm like breathing out the window, like the whole time. Because I like knew, I'm like, I have COVID, but like I don't want them to get it, you know?
Well, that's the other thing. Like, that's the funniest shit. I just imagine you like in this store, like for real, like every single thing they hand you.
Yeah, I was like, every weed, I was like, none of them have a smell. And like, the funniest thing too, I think my little cousin might have also had it because we got Chick-fil-A, and you know how they have like the really, like their drinks there are so sweet, and she gets her freaking sweet lemonade drink, and she's like
this.
What the heck? It doesn't even taste like anything. And then I was like, oh my God, she doesn't taste. I can't smell. I'm like, dude.
You guys are just complaining about every single thing all day.
But
no
like,
taste, no smell.
But that was like the weird thing because I had the first one that was like death. And then this one, no symptoms, nothing. But then like I knew, I have COVID because I can't taste. I mean, I can't smell.
Can't smell. I had the can't taste. I had been working like 2 days straight and I was so fucking hungry. I like can't even put it into words.
Yeah.
I ordered McDonald's. That was the only thing that was open. I get it delivered. And I remember like biting into this Big Mac and I'm like ready. I'm like, I'm gonna have the Big Mac, then I'm gonna have like the $1 McChicken. Those are so fucking good. And then the fry. And I couldn't taste any of it. And I wasn't thinking COVID and I kept taking bites and I was like, what is happening? And then it like dawned on me and that freaked me out though.
Yeah.
That's like a creepy feeling.
No, that's how I felt with the smell thing too. Like it was kind of scary. The funniest thing too, like that day I had just got like all new like bath stuff, like toiletries.
Oh, shit.
And I was like excited to like take a shower with like my new lavender thing. And I'm like, dude, I can't smell anything. And I started to just get like paranoid. Like, am I going to lose my sense of smell forever?
Yes. Oh my God. Same. I was like, oh my God, is this going to be forever? And
Yeah.
like, I'll never be able to taste a Big Mac. Like, what the fuck? Like, this is horrible. So then how long did you have to take off from Ridiculousness?
During the pandemic, we took off not that long. We were like one of the first shows.
Rob was like,
yeah, he's one of those people. He's like, as soon as like
sit a foot away from each other and we're good to go.
Yeah, like that's literally like they put me and Sterling 6 feet away from each other and it was like, this is dumb. Our freaking dressing rooms are closer together, but whatever. Literally, like, but yeah, so we started filming again like before any other show. Like,
oh shit.
Like no shows had started filming again.
Got it. How do you have a baby, a TV show, and an album all coming out like roughly around the same time?
It's a lot.
Well, the baby's not coming out around the same time.
She's already out.
I just know. Excuse me.
She dropped in November 2022.
The way I said that, I'm like, wait. But it's been like a year. Like all these things are happening very close together.
It's
How
been
the fuck?
hard. It's been so hard. Like,
and you've been going through some emotional shit for this past year.
Yeah, like it's also like just getting my body back. That was like such a big struggle to deal with on top of like everything else, you know. I will say with my new show, it's actually like it's like 5 times more filming than Ridiculousness because it's like it's about your life. It's a docuseries. So, you know, Ridiculousness, I go there and do my job and then I get to come home and like go back to, you know, and at the end of the day with filming this show, I get to have a little privacy too, but it's invasive. It's like
yeah.
It's so, you know, and I'm excited for the world to get to see more of me,
a little scared.
But a little scared that it's like, oh my God, like there's moments where like they get to see me like literally the makeup from the night before and I'm like crying and I'm hungover and like and then there's me no makeup like going to the gym and I'm like I would never like let people see me like that without a filter. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I'm like,
and you're like, and we're gonna put this on a show and put it on TV?
Exactly. I'm in the pool with my baby doing her swimming lessons, like literally like no hair, makeup, like same thing, no, like tired. And that's another thing too. Like I said, over the years, I learned beauty rest is everything. But I have a baby now. So there's so many days of filming for this show where I didn't get any sleep the night before, and I'm like,
oh shit,
I'm probably gonna look hella tired.
I would have either reading glasses or sunglasses on in every single fucking scene.
Yeah, I love that I can. That is one thing though with this show, I can wear sunglasses more. Like at Ridiculousness, I couldn't be like tired and hungover and be like on stage just like in glasses. I wouldn't be able to see the clips. You know what I mean? But like with my show, that is a good thing. Like there was a few days where it was just like, I'm just gonna throw my sunglasses on and call it a day. You know?
There have been certain episodes I wanted to do that, and I'm like, I'm gonna look like such a fucking diva that I can't.
It's fine.
Can you imagine though? Like if I was trying to pull an Amber Rose.
No,
like,
I've done it a few times, and like this is why it's okay. And I'm telling you this, I don't know what your eyes are like. I have the most sensitive eyes in the world. Mm-hmm. They're so sensitive. I have like hooded eyelids, like they're really small, and I like when I laugh, it gets like extra like you know, so that I'm always getting makeup in my eye.
Got it.
And so like sometimes, like especially when there's bright lights, I'm like, you know what? If it's gonna be really bright lights, like for a podcast or something, like I thought
studio lighting is fucking like I will go home. Bright. Yeah, I will go home after like a full day of shooting, and I'll like hallucinate, like I'll like see like random shit.
You'll
like
see like those random circles sometimes, you know? But that's why I'm like, it's normal. Like if you got sensitive eyes, put glasses on.
Yeah.
Like, so just say you have sensitive eyes.
Okay, that's what I'm gonna go with. But I really commend you. I can't imagine having a baby and then like trying to get the body back, and it seems like everyone, Hilaria Baldwin's out here like, oh my god, I just had a baby and I have a 6-pack. Like,
dude,
that lady's crazy.
I like, but that's like I feel like when I see women like that who literally can snap back to being skinny right away, I'm like, you were like, that was your God sent you to this earth to be a child maker.
Literally, but you look incredible.
Well, I had lipo, I'll be honest. I'm open about things, girls, and this is why I'm open about it too, because let me tell you, it was like the roughest thing I've ever been through in my life, and like nobody like is open about it. So like I've never heard people talk about what the fucking struggle is. Mm-hmm. So when I went through with it, I'm thinking like I'm just gonna be like some Fashion Nova girl and pop out like skinny and perfect the next day. Let me tell you, it's the hardest thing I've ever been through.
In terms of, okay, well, my mom was getting a BBL. And halfway through lost so much blood that they had to stop the operation, and it was like, I'm so scarred from that. But like a BBL is basically you're getting lipo, and then they're putting the fat into your butt, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like horrified for those reasons, but like what was like not fun about it for you? Because everyone has it.
It's crazy. Well, so this is the number one thing that they didn't tell, like they really didn't mention it even in all the stuff I was reading last minute that was freaking me out. So I'm very claustrophobic. And after you have the surgery, you have to be in a really tight, you know what a faja is, the tight thing? You have to be in a really tight faja and wear these like foam things. And so, and I did my arms. And so I have like a whole thing on my arms too. Basically, I'm wrapped up so tight and I'm claustrophobic. And I'm like, I kept feeling like I couldn't breathe.
It's like a straitjacket.
Yes.
Like you couldn't move your arms.
Yes. And so that's another thing too. I told the ladies, because I had a C-section when I had my baby. And they're like, oh, you had a C-section? This is no problem then. This is nothing. But when you have a C-section, you can still use your arms. Like I got my arms done. So then I couldn't even use my arms to get up. So it's like you literally can't get up without somebody like pushing your back up. Or like, yeah, dude, it was crazy. I had to get a nurse for a week.
I bet.
Well, they didn't tell me that either. So
I love how they just are like, you will be ready to go by Monday. No, you're like, I'm sorry, what?
They don't like really make it clear like how crazy it is. So I'm getting rolled out, and I just like I vaguely remember because I was so dead. I just remember just being like
in a wheelchair.
Just like okay. And I had blood. I remember looking down, and I'm like, mind you, too, they told me to bring loose sweats, but like didn't tell me how much I'd be bleeding. My dumbass brought white sweats. So I'm looking down at my white sweats just covered in blood. And then I look up like kind of and see like my boyfriend waiting to pick me up. And I did this in Miami. And like he's kind of like he kind of is one of these people like he has like
blood scares
like
him.
Blood scares him, like has health, like he couldn't even be there for the C-section because he was like, I can't watch that. I'm gonna faint. And they're like, all right, stay out of here.
Right.
And so he saw me get rolled out and was like, I can't take care of this. Like he was
You're like bleeding everywhere.
He literally
like, this looks like a murder scene. I cannot go.
He was like, I'm not equipped, dude. And so he called my mom and my manager Cynthia and was like, we need to get a nurse right away. Like he was like, I I don't feel safe. And so, thank God I did have the nurse. I ended up fainting one night, and like her and him both had to like bring me back to life. I fainted in the shower. And it was scary, dude. And it's like the healing process sucks. You can't go in the freaking sun forever.
Okay, well, thank you for saying that and talking about it, because I swear to God, up until now, like, I thought lipo was like, you go in, you get a little shit sucked out, you get a little, and you're good to go.
It's hard. It's very hard.
The way you just described it is like, it's a major surgery. I think like we downplay a lot of shit.
Oh, like, I mean, I will say this. I kept joking. I said, now when I meet a girl and know she's got lipo, I'm low-key kind of scared of her. Because I'm like, she's the type of girl that's a murderer. Like, if you could deal, I'm even that girl now. Like, after dealing with that, you're that much stronger of a human because it's such a crazy process.
Damn, it like changes you.
No, I'm not joking. Like,
that's fucking crazy.
I only did that because I was like, I need a jump start to lose weight because I knew I was going to start filming for my show and I didn't want to be like huge on TV.
And we see that a lot of reality stars, I'm not going to say their names, obviously have it and look incredible.
Yeah, and that's what like that's why I'm being so open about it.
I
like,
love that.
I don't even care. Like, I know I'm going to get like the idiots online like, oh, like you're only skinny because you got lipo, like your body's fake or like whatever.
And like,
I want to be open so that girls know, because it's like, like you said, like we'll see certain reality stars and we're like, oh, like I want to do that, and like we just see like their glamorous side of it and don't see all the pain and shit. And also a lot of these people getting it done are super rich and they got like all these like extra help, like you know, like I do okay. I could afford a nurse for a week, but like after a week it was like, I can't afford a nurse full time, you know?
I can't have a full-time babysitter. Like, now I'm going to need you. But I love that you're being open and honest about it. Especially now, like 16-year-olds are out here like getting shit done, you know? It's crazy. And there's nothing wrong with getting anything done at all. But I think we see it like look so pretty and look amazing on TikTok or whatever. And it's a surgery. Like they're cutting you open. Like they're doing things that Chanel just told us about, and you're gonna be bleeding, and it's
crazy. And like I don't even want to gross you out. Like, so you have to like get like drained after.
Yeah, I remember that.
That is the most like I can't.
When you're like hooked up to the
girls who do the job, I was like, they're the most noble women on this planet.
Gnarly, like they should be cleaning up like some murder. What was that show? That guy that would murder people and then clean it up. Dexter. Okay, so like when I see like women and nurses that take care of like the drips and shit, that's some Dexter shit.
No, it was so nasty.
I had to do it for my mom, but I love her, so I did it. I had to put my shit aside and just do it. But okay, Chanel, this has been so fucking funny, and I feel like we just totally hit it off.
Yeah.
And I really appreciate you sharing so much stuff.
You have to come on. I started a podcast with my boyfriend, so you got to come on ours too.
Okay, and I'm gonna go on Chanel's, and I'm gonna ask for a husband on there, except I'm not.
Maybe we'll hook.
No,
you know
like,
what,
babe, that's not how you do it.
No,
you don't just ask for one.
No, you don't just ask for one. But like, you know what, he does have a lot of like hot model friends. But see, that's the thing. Like, it's like we don't want to just like be like,
yeah. But then now I'm seeing you, and you're extremely happy, so maybe I need to like get over that.
He's definitely
it's the ugly ones we need to worry about. No.
No, listen, if he's ugly but like extremely funny and wealthy, it works.
100%. That's more than I've ever dated in my entire life in one person. But I will 100% be coming on your show. And then where is the show gonna be?
Oh my gosh. So yeah, let's give the whole spiel.
Yeah.
So the TV show will be out on MTV, and I think it's also gonna be on the Paramount Plus app, because Paramount bought Viacom. So like all the Viacom shows, I mean channels like BET, VH1, all that is all on Paramount Plus now. The TV show will be out in February, so stay tuned. I'm gonna be posting about it so much you won't be able to like
as you should
avoid it. And yeah, you can follow me everywhere at Chanel West Coast. Instagram, Facebook, everything at Chanel West Coast. Oh, and my swimwear line. I'm so stupid. I forgot to bring you some today, but I'm gonna hook you up with some bikinis.
Oh, she will.
Check out Coasty Swim. Yeah, it's all eco-friendly, made from recycled materials.
I love that.
Yes. So I'll send you some.
Okay, I'm so excited. And you guys know where to find me, Sofia with an F, Franklin with a Y. And I'll talk to you guys next week. Bye.